Seems like the trend continues. Higher tier tanks are simply made smaller, different names, and in tier 8. We have VK7501K coming up fairly soon with 490 alpha damage. This is a tier 8 VK4502B. We have E75S coming, which is a combination of E75, Tiger 2 and Löwe, and maybe some other tanks as well. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you back to yet another news episode where I am going to introduce you one of the upcoming tier 8 British premium tank destroyers called Turtle Mark 1. And if you have played this game before, you know right away what this tank reminds you today. Turtle Mark 1 looks almost exactly like tier 9 Tortoise. So let's have a look what Wargaming has to say about it and how this vehicle looks like on the paper at the moment, because it is about to enter into the Super Test server. So the Turtle Mark 1 is about to crawl into the Super Test, says Wargaming. You have heard about Tank Festival, if not, check out your hangar. However, there is still room for other news in World of Tanks, in particular the Turtle Mark 1, a British Tier 8 TD, will be super tested in no time. It is born into the British assault tank family headed by the tank destroyer FE217 Badger, taking after the latter in both appearance and specs. The first thing you want to know about this testicle, sorry bad joke, is that its survivability reaches 1400 hit points, which is quite impressive for the tier. The armor is the second thing you will definitely admire. It's 228mm at the front. Of course, the entire frontal armor is not 228, just the strongest parts. Up to 228, I would say. As the saying goes, and life shows, everything has its price. In this case, the price is low mobility, as on almost every single British non-turreted tank destroyer in this game, which is quite common for the family, yes indeed. With 20 km/h as its max speed, you will hardly be able to dash about the map. The best tactic is to choose the direction for attack from the get-go and stick to it to the end of the battle. So repositioning is extremely hard on some maps. This can actually lose you battles as well if you badly need to reposition, but you are simply too slow to do that. So choose your positions wisely, maybe position where you can actually reposition as well slightly sometimes if needed. Many times it is actually needed. That said, the Turtle Mark 1 has an ace up its sleeve, its gun. Sporting 3000 DPM, one of the highest rates in the game. It reloads in 6.6 seconds with the alpha reaching 330 points. So 6.6 second reload time with 330 average alpha damage. In tier 8 stock reload time, you can boost that DPM even higher, a lot higher. The dispersion and aiming time are no less decent, being 0.34 accuracy at 100 meters and the 2.2 second aiming time. Over here it says 2.2 seconds, but it is actually 1.7 seconds. So just keep that in mind, it actually has 1.7 second aiming time, which is, you know already. Let's see how the vehicle disposes with the enemy armor. Penetration with a standard AP shell is 217, so in tier 10 battles definitely it is going to struggle, and a special APCR round will make a dent into the opposing vehicle 245mm deep. So even the premium penetration is not as high as the standard penetration on Scorpion G. This is definitely something you have to keep in mind. You are going to bounce many shots, but at the same time your DPM or your reload time is so fast you can shoot weak spots or other positions on enemy vehicle quite fast. But still, penetration might be an issue in higher tier battles, but in lower tier battles this DPM, this tank is simply going to rip tier 6s, tier 7s into pieces and other tier 8s as well. One more special thing about his tank destroyer. The depression angle is minus 10 degrees and the traverse limit of 20 degrees both to the left to the right. Really amazing gun traverse. Which, as you know, is crucial for a tank destroyer. For a turretless tank destroyer, that is, yes. So, let's sum it up, says Wargaming. Though the Turtle Mark I can't boast a speedy base, it causes damage at a high rate that can impress. Its survivability and firepower combined allow you to destroy the enemy before it destroys you. If protected by heavy tanks from rear attacks, the Turtle Mark I can succeed both in keeping the enemy at bay and breaking its defense. Well, if protected by heavy tanks from a rear attack, I don't know any heavy tanks, almost any heavy tanks which are as slow as this one, and supporting in this game, it only happens if you have really good friends as your platoon mates. Sadly, it is true. It is the truth. So, Turtle Mark I. Here are the pictures, here are a couple more pictures. Yes, it looks like a Mini-Tortoise in Tier 8. DPM says it, Mobility says it, Armoring says it as well. Commander hatch is actually a lot smaller than on Tortoise, so I guess they got rid of that to balance it a bit more. Yeah, this is Turtle Mark I. It is slow. It might have the same future as with Badger. At first, when the Badger came out, people were saying, oh, this is so overpowered, it is simply going to break the game. We all remember those sayings. Well, almost always, if something comes up, people right away say, this is going to break the game, this is so overpowered, and what happened to Badger? It is not in the meta. People do not enjoy playing with super slow tank destroyers. Those tanks are super situational. You can use your TPM if enemy team is simply lining up in front of you. But in Tier 8, things might be a bit different. Tier 8 battles are a bit different, more aggressive many times, actually more reckless. So this TPM can be a bit more useful in Tier 8. Only time will tell. But quickly, let's take a look at every single spec and keep in mind, as always, those characteristics are subject to change. So Tier 8, they are not saying, they are not confirming either this is going to be a premium tank or a standard tank, but knowing that we do not have any Tier 8 premium British tank destroyers, I guess, this is quite an obvious guess actually, that this is going to be a premium tank destroyer, Tier 8 British premium tank destroyer. So Tier 8, hit points 1400, hull armor 228 in the front, 101 on the sides and 78 in the rear. 101 on the sides in Tier 8 is actually quite decent as well. 800 horsepower engine, giving it 13.3 power to weight ratio. Gun traverse angle 20 degrees to the left, to the right. This is impressive. Hull traverse speed 23 degrees per second and view range 370 meters. Top speed 20, reverse speed 10, slow, yes, slow as hell, so this might already kill this tank for some of you, and penetrations, as I said, in higher tier battles can cause some problems. 217, 245 and 54. 245, many tier 8s have a better standard penetration than this premium one. Accuracy, alpha damage 330 and 430 with HE, but HE's penetration is not anything impressive, only 54 millimeters of penetration. Accuracy 0.34, aiming time 1.7 seconds, as I corrected before. Reloading time 6.6 seconds. You can get it into the 5 seconds quite easily. With couple equipment units, brothers in arms, and you should be done actually. And if you want to boost it even more, add food to it, on it. minus 10 degrees of gun depression, 20 degrees of gun elevation, and okay, gun traverse angles are marked over here, so 20 degrees to the left and to the right, as I said before, and previously the gun traverse angling speed is 20 degrees per second, so you can fully turn your gun to the left and to the right in 1 second from the middle. Seems like it. Okay. So this is how Turtle Mark 1 upcoming Tier 8 British tank destroyer looks like. High DPM. It seems to be from the high DPM family indeed. Tortoise, Badger, stuff like that. And oh yes, while we're talking about this high DPM, you might think where it lands. It actually lands into the second place. It is not the highest tier 8 DPM tank in the game. It still remains to be ISU 130 with the higher alpha damage AP round. ISU 130 has just crazy awesome ammunition selection. It has higher alpha damage, less penetration AP round, and less alpha damage, higher penetration AP round. So if ISU 130 uses the 570 alpha damage AP round with 187mm of penetration, it can get 3320 DPM, which is just mad. So it is not going to cross that, but it is just after TIS with its 3000 damage per minute. So, ladies and gentlemen, now please let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Are you excited or are you not so excited? Maybe you already lived through the excitement with the Badger. At first, the amazing DPM, the best DPM in this game, but it didn't turn out to be such an epic, fun and awesome tank to play with for many of us. Mobility is definitely the key issue over here. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. You can consider yourself being informed. This is why I am over here. As soon as I hear something, I see something new, I am going to let you know. If you want to stay tuned, hit that subscribe button and please hit that bell button as well. For the start, it makes you awesome. I love you for that, and you are not going to miss out any episodes that I upload. Love you all, stay awesome, take care, and bye.